Hello again, rail fans, and welcome back for part 2 of railfanning Irondale, Alabama. Drifting back over to the platform, we find NS 153 departing the yard with 5 engines and quite a lot of train. In the lead is an ES40 DC number 7544. Then 1107, an SD70 Ace. Next is number 9895, a CW40-9. After that, it's number 7647, another ES40 DC. And lastly, an SD40-2, number 6087. Quite the nice consist of GE and EMD locomotives. Heading northbound on the South Main is NS Train 943, an as-needed bulk commodity train of wooden rail ties. Today, though, it's heading back to Bristol, Virginia, empty. Of note are two things. First are the careless bikers that probably didn't think of 10 tons of train coming straight for them. These reckless ideas can get people hurt, or worse, killed. Secondly, the special R5L horn on this Dash 8 locomotive. Back in the 80s through the early 2000s, you'd hear these all the time, but presently in 2020, it's getting rarer by the day. Five minutes pass and here's NS 130, manifest freight from New Orleans, Louisiana to Chattanooga, Tennessee. This train is said to be one of the longest non-intermodal freight trains NS runs, and today it didn't disappoint. 14,000 feet of freight. The action continues as the train we were waiting on pulls into the yard. It's NS 187 with Locomotive 1069 in the lead, an SD70 Ace painted in the Virginian Heritage paint scheme. He wasn't going anywhere soon. There were a lot more trains that had to pass. First up is NS A64, a local coming into the yard from Anniston, Alabama. Some of my favorite EMD power on this one.
Wait, how often?
As A64 finally passes the crossing, a quick 90-degree pan reveals a loaded coal train creeping up to a red signal on the number 1 main. Also on the number 1 main is NS 131. He began to move after getting a clear signal, but we were all sure he had an approach medium aspect. He's diverging onto the number 2 main on the crossover, and he can't exceed 30 miles per hour. Nevertheless, here's NS 131 with an SD70 Ace leading. As NS 131 passed the switch, some good dispatching had NS train 54G sneak up for a crew change just south of the crossover. Quite cool as well is the foreign run-through power. 3 Union Pacific locomotives leading this empty grain train, a CW44AC, an SD70 Mace, and an ES44AH. Finally, NS 187 began to double his train out of the yard, the Virginian unit leading. After about 30 minutes of switching, NS 187 departs for Macon. Once 187 clears the East Birmingham switches, NS 54G gets the all clear to depart. When 54G's locomotives pass NS 702, the lead locomotive's headlights light up. With permission from the NS dispatcher, NS 702 is off for Sure, Georgia, with his long string of coal cars. The end of NS 54G passing the crossing also marked the end of an unforgettable trip. 1,200 miles, 51 trains, and countless memories. Wherever I am, I hope to see you next time on the High Iron. But until then, from Tampa to Folkestone to Irondale, this is Christian from Multicolor Films. End of transmission.